You don't feel behind because you're behind. You feel behind because you see everything about yourself, every doubt, every failure, every should have, and you only ever see the highlight reel of everyone else. Girly, if you're feeling like time is slipping away, like you're not where you should be, and like everyone else has it figured out except for you, take a deep breath. This video is for you. Because not only are you not alone in that feeling, you're actually not even seeing the full picture. By the end of this video, you're gonna know why you're feeling behind, what to do when those thoughts hit hard, and how you can build confidence that's powerful enough to shut those lies down. So, grab your tea, coffee, or water, get cozy, and let's talk about what's really going on. Let me tell you something that really changed my life. You're not weird, broken, or failing for feeling behind. It's human. Every person you know, including the ones you think are ahead, has moments where they feel not enough. You'll see this everywhere. Celebrities falling into vices because of deep self-issues, the overachiever constantly feeling like they're in a race or competition with everyone. Everyone has moments where they feel not enough. You just don't hear their inner thoughts. You don't see their failures, their insecurities, their late night breakdowns, but you see all of yours. All of them. And that is why it feels like you're losing this race that you never even signed up for. But here's the truth. Just because a thought shows up doesn't mean you have to let it stay or even believe it. You can look at it, recognize it, and gently say, I see you, but you don't get to define me because your feelings are real, they're valid, but they're not always telling you the truth. And really, the truth is, you are exactly where you need to be to grow into who you're meant to become. Now that you see the truth, that it's normal to feel behind and you're not alone, it should already start losing some of its power over you. But girl, the real magic, that happens in your everyday life. And there's this one thing you can do that will make you more powerful than these thoughts. Something simple, but life-changing. And that is building your confidence. Because this isn't about silencing those doubts, silencing those nasty thoughts. This is about becoming the version of you who doesn't get shaken by them. And when those overwhelming thoughts of I'm not enough, or when those days hit, your confidence bank is what's going to remind you, girl, you've done hard things before, you can do this too. There's a lot of ways for you to build self-confidence, but these 3 things I think are the top 3 things that are simple enough to do and simple enough to follow through, but builds your confidence fast. Number 1, show up for yourself, and why small steps are the secret sauce. You know, we always think that confidence comes from these huge wins like launching a business, hitting your dream body, going viral overnight. And don't get me wrong, those big steps are amazing, they're exciting, but girl, you don't have to have big steps all the time to build your self-trust. Because in fact, it's the small, quiet steps you take when no one's watching that build your confidence the most. When you tell yourself, I'm going to work out today, and you go for a 10-minute walk. That's small, but that's a win. When you say, I want to start that side hustle, and you don't really know, you don't really have an idea yet of how to build a business, but you simply did research and knew how to validate your product idea, that is a win. These small actions are like stacking tiny, powerful bricks day in and day out. They create the foundations of your confidence. Because every time you follow through, even just small things, you're sending this message to your brain, to yourself, to your subconscious that I can trust myself to do what I say I'll do. And over time, that is what makes you unstoppable. So remember this. You don't need to take a giant leap every day, but you do need to keep stepping. Even 1 millimeter closer to your goal is still progress. It still counts. It still builds your confidence. Another way to build your confidence bank: boundaries. Because when you protect your time, your peace, your energy, you're telling yourself, I am valuable and I deserve respect. This isn't just about cutting off toxic people, although sometimes that's what you need to do. But sometimes it's also about saying no to things that drain you, even if they're good things, like extra social events you don't have energy for, or work projects that aren't aligned with your goals, or constantly being the go-to person for everyone else's problems, even those people who you're not close to. They may seem positive, but if they're pulling you away from your growth and peace, it's okay to say no. Because boundaries aren't walls, they're healthy fences that keep you focused on your path. So just think about a house with a fence, right? You put a fence around your house, and that actually allows your grass, allows your garden to grow even more, because random people can't just walk through. Tip number 3, find joy in hobbies and new experiences. So another really powerful way, and one of my favorite ways to build confidence, is by simply finding hobbies and trying things you love doing. It sounds simple, yeah, but it's life-changing, because exploring new hobbies help you experience more of what the world has to offer. And also in that process, you get to know yourself better. You become more self-aware. What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? What sparks joy for you? I recently tried yoga and boxing, and girly, it was so fun, but also so revealing, because yoga showed me how not so flexible I am, and boxing, it showed me that I've got a little feminine rage I needed to channel, and both experiences gave me self-awareness and confidence in a very different way, in a way that I didn't expect. Trying new things isn't about being good at them, okay? It's about showing yourself that you are allowed to explore, to enjoy, and to grow. I mean, isn't that amazing? That joy, that self-awareness, it quietly builds your confidence in the best way. Before you go, I've got something exciting coming up next that you don't want to miss. The next video is called The Courage to Be a Beginner, which it talks about starting over in your 20s. It's for anyone who's realizing their current job or life path isn't what they truly want and they're scared to start over. We'll talk about the beauty of being an adult toddler and the grace that comes with it, the grace that comes with being a beginner, and also how starting fresh isn't a failure, it's freedom. So if you've ever felt stuck or afraid to pivot, that video will speak to your soul. So if you're up for that, hit the like, hit the subscribe button, and the notification bell so you get an update when that is released. And remember, you are not running out of time. You're simply just getting started. Bye bye. See you in my next video.